Hi, it's Baking with Mom. I'm Miss Aaren from the Haymarket Gainesville Community Library here with my beautiful daughter Ashley. And this is our last video in the series. This recipe that we're going to do today is probably the easiest of all of the ones that we've done before. So what would we like to tell them about what we're making this time?
So, as you may have read the title, this is chocolate and caramel bark, and we just chose to use caramel for the people who do not like or are allergic to peanut butter. You can use any kind of combination that you want. We're just going to do chocolate and caramel. So, and those are the only two ingredients, by the way. So we're going to start with getting 4 cups of dark chocolate, and we use the melting wafers. Make sure that you have the type of chocolate that is meant to be melted, because there are some that are not. So this is the brand that we use. We use like 3 bags of these. That's what made the 4 cups. So we're going to melt that, and then we're going to pour that onto our 9 by 13 pan with wax paper. And this is the one that we use. So make sure it says wax paper. If it doesn't and you're not sure, just don't get it. There are some ones that are pre-cut or portioned for your pan, but if it doesn't say wax paper, don't use it. The other ingredient is just salt. It's just more optional, but if you don't have it, it's totally fine. We're actually going to pour half of this onto the pan, so we get both unsalted and salted chocolate caramel bark. So we're going to come back when we have the 4 cups of dark chocolate melted.
All right, we are back with melted chocolate. And so now what do we do?
So you are going to collect your 4 cups of chocolate, which, by the way, if I haven't said it already, to melt for a minute. And if there are still wafer chunks, which there probably will be, I recommend to microwave it for another minute. But if it still has little clumps and it's not totally liquid, then do at least 20 to 25 seconds. I did 25, and it's the perfect consistency that we need for today. So what you're gonna do is, I have like a spoon just in case. You're going to pour it onto the pan. It's very satisfying.
It is, actually. I kind of held the paper because I didn't know if it would move, but it just, the weight of the chocolate just does its job.
Okay, just pour it all onto the pan. And remember, this is going to get hard, so you want to make sure that you are getting it all on there. And you just want to kind of push it to the sides, because it's, as you may have noticed, is kind of all over the place. So just push it to the corners.
I've never actually done this before. It makes me think of a cake or brownies, but it's not. I mean, it's purely liquid.
Yeah. You just kind of want to even it out a little bit.
Yeah. Until we freeze it. And then it won't be runny like this at all.
Right.
It's so pretty and shiny. I love that.
It is, but you want to keep moving pretty fast, because you don't want this to harden, because you want to get the caramel sauce mixed in there. And you can use the caramel bites, and you can melt that and put some water in it.
Like that.
This is the brand that we use. This is just
2 tablespoons of water per like 12 ounces of these. And then melt it and stir it.
Yes, we are going to use the caramel sauce from the syrup from by Hershey's, and we're just going to drizzle it on top. I wouldn't suggest just blotting it, just putting like circles on it. Just drizzle it on top, and then you want to grab a knife, make sure that you have a parent around, and you just want to marbleize it. So you just want to, that looks great already. So you're just like mixing it together and it's gonna look really delicious. The only way I could compare this to is if you have done nail art before and you put different kind of nail polishes into one cup and then eventually you dip your finger in it and your fingernail is marbleized. So don't expect like precise lines or anything. Of course, some more just like on top, just go crazy with it. But yeah, I wouldn't compare it to making like pancake art, but I would.
That's what it's like, pancake art.
But it's just.
Yeah, this wouldn't keep its shape at all.
Yeah. So this is basically it. You just really want to like shuffle, like just push back and forth. This is what. Okay. This is, I can't like
I'll take a picture of it and insert it.
Insert picture here. We're going to put this in the freezer or if you fridge, whatever. If you do freezer, it may be a lot shorter time. Yeah. But if you put it in the fridge, then you may want to do like maybe 5 more minutes longer. But it kind of depends. I haven't tested it out to see how quick it goes. Yeah.
If we're gonna harden, smack it.
But yeah, it should be pretty hard.
Like pretty hard.
So this is basically it. We're going to put this in the fridge, probably freezer, for at least 15 minutes. So that's what we're going to do.
If it's longer, if we test it, then we'll let you know the final amount of time that it was in the freezer. Okay.
But that's basically what we're going to do, and we'll just come back when we smack it and taste test it to see how it tastes. So we'll be right back.
And we are back. We've taken the tray out of the freezer. We actually left it in there a little longer than we thought we would, which is just as well. It was in there probably an hour. And caramel has a much lower freezing point, so we figured it was just as well. Give it a chance to kind of solidify. And caramel is still gonna be soft compared to the chocolate, so it's gonna be delicious.
Yes, so we did freeze it for about an hour. If it were with peanut butter, it may not have taken an hour. You would probably call it Reese's bark instead, because it is not the same consistency as a syrup or caramel sauce in particular. So we decided to actually take a bite of it just to taste test and just to see where it was at with the caramel, to see if it was a little too drippy. And so we put it back in there, and now we have taken it out, and we are going to hammer it with the
one shot.
Yes. So make sure, if you're a kid who is under 16 years old who is watching this, make sure you have a parent around, because
or at least have permission.
Right.
To hit it on a certain surface.
Right.
Or put it down like on the ground on a towel or something like that. Because we have no idea what's going to happen here either.
And before I do, I just want to clarify that I actually flipped the tray over onto a good portioned cutting board. I just put it on top and I just grabbed it, I flipped it over, and when you lift the tray, you will see the wax paper, and you can just rip that off. And then we just put it back in the tray just for you guys. Just make sure like the cracks and the crumbs get into a tray. But just don't forget, because I actually had a bite with the wax paper by accident. So make sure you take that off. And yeah, so we can just start hammering. Would you like to hammer?
I'll do a little bit.
Okay.
And then you get to do the most of it. I'll do the side, this end here. You can probably see, maybe not, but one end has the rock salt on it and one does not. So I've never done this before, so.
Do you want to do with the pointy spike part?
Sure.
Okay. Oh my goodness.
I think it needs I can put another surface under it. Oh, it's cracked. No,
Yeah.
that's dripping.
No,
Oh,
it's
there it
cracked.
goes.
Yeah.
There it goes. We've had kind of a stressful day. Come and make some art. A little chocolate with
Okay, so I'm gonna grab this piece right here. This
Yum.
is gonna be my piece.
This will be mine because it's just broken and it's a little bit smaller from my,
Okay,
my sugar calorie for the day.
so this is the one that is unsalted.
Okay, cheers.
Cheers. Okay.
Good.
Good.
I can see why people like it with the salt. They say salt brings out the chocolate. Dark chocolate especially, so good.
Mm-hmm.
I love the caramel twist. It's delicious.
I do too. I want to try it with the salt. Okay.
And then, what do you think? Or people get salted caramel coffee. I guess it's just a good match.
I personally prefer it without, just because
Yeah.
sometimes it's just so like powerful, like the salt against
True.
the sweetness, where sometimes you just want one or the other,
Yeah.
depending on what mood you're in on that day. But I like it without salt.
Mm-hmm.
But just because the salt is just so strong. Mm-hmm.
It's delicious. Yay. We did it.
This is very delicious.
And we're gonna put a whole bunch of the bark pieces once we finish that in a bag, and we can have it and nibble on it and share it.
Yes. I think this would taste just as good with peanut butter. I'd actually love to try that.
Yeah.
But this is the last video of Baking with Mom.
Yes, it is.
Oh my goodness.
We decided to try this series for you because it makes us feel like we're connected with our library community. And this would be a good thing to translate into person soon, hopefully. There's really no way to know, but we can possibly look to doing one special program, and we'll get you live and in person, and then you get to taste it too.
Oh my goodness, I can't believe this is the last video. I hope you guys enjoyed this series. I've definitely had a great time doing this. I've learned a lot, and I'm definitely going to take the skills that I learned into further baking pastry opportunities. So it was really nice to get to share this with you guys.
Thank you for watching with us.
Thank you
This is
guys.
a special thing for us, and Mother's Day is coming, so